Hey guys, you're welcome to the Agro Farm YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be showing you the review of our 6 weeks broilers growth, comparing the growth rate of Agrited, a roastery weight birds, with Saeed, also roastery weight birds. And also in this video, I will take my time to teach you what to avoid, the 5 mistakes to avoid if you really want to succeed in poultry farming. You have to avoid these 5 basic mistakes. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, do well to subscribe, like this video and share this video with other farmers. Today is their day 42, making 6 weeks of comparing their growth rate after subjecting them to the same environmental condition, medication and feed. Now from day 1 to this day 42, we're able to estimate the amount of feed that each of these broilers consume. The Agrited consumed 305.75 kg of feed, while the Saeed consumed 275 kg of feed. After weighing them, we are going to start weighing them now. After weighing them, we'll check the FC out, that is the feed conversion ratio, using the average weight we got at 6 weeks. Remember, we are going to be weighing everything. The Agrited, they are 50 in number, while the Saeed are 50 in number. So the 50 Agrited consumed 305.75 kg of feed in 6 weeks, while the Saeed consumed 275. We had one mortality with Saeed, making it 49. So 49 birds of Saeed consumed 275 kg of feed in 6 weeks. We are starting the measurement with Agrited. The milk color room is Agrited room, while the blue room is Saeed room. So we are starting now. We are going to weigh everything, then we'll try to find the mean to know the average weight. Then we'll proceed to the Saeed room and weigh them too to find the average weight. Then we will now check the FCR using the average weight, using the feed consumed divided by the average weight. So we'll get the FCR, then we'll know how far maybe the birds do well or not do well. Then we'll know which one had a good FCR between Agrited and Saeed after 6 weeks of rearing. While weighing them, let me use this opportunity to teach us about the mistakes, the 5 major mistakes to avoid if you really want to succeed in this broilers farming. There are 5 major mistakes that farmer needs to avoid. Some of the mistakes made during poultry farming could lead to a disaster, and such disaster could be losing all your birds. All your birds might die due to this error. Every poultry farmer has made mistakes at one point or another. The ability not to repeat the mistake again is what is the key to success. But with experience, I'll be teaching you some basic 5 mistakes you need to avoid in poultry farming. The number 1 is buying birds from an unknown source. Buying day-old birds from an unknown source is a very big mistake in poultry farming. Buying birds from an unknown source are very risky for many reasons. The birds may have health issues or carry diseases that may not be visible at first. Another reason not to buy birds from unknown source is to avoid dishonest breeders. For instance, you might order for broilers and the breeder might supply this white cockerel to you, and the birds won't grow fast. As a newbie in the business, you might not observe this earlier. You end up feeding and they won't grow well, they won't respond to feeding. Their weight will be so minimal. So this is the reason why you need to buy from a trusted breeder or bird supplier. Another number 2 mistake to avoid is not using quality poultry feed. When you are trying to save costs, and saving it in the wrong way can lead to disaster in poultry farming. When your poultry birds are fed properly with quality, balanced, unadulterated feed, the outcome is a boost in production. The weight will be good, there will be minimal sickness and diseases. But when you use low quality feed just to save cost, it will reflect on the way your birds perform. Making the mistake of not feeding your birds properly could lead to a reduction in their growth rate. So please, if you are after making good profits in broilers farming, you have to use quality feed. If you can't formulate a quality feed, make sure you buy a quality feed. If you are into layers, you have to use quality feed to obtain good egg output. Feed. Poultry feed, broilers feed is a very important and integral part of broilers farming. In order to make profit in broilers farming, you must watch out for the type of feed you use, how you use the feed, and of course the expiring day of feed. Most commercial feed expire 3 months after production. Remember, when it is 1 month to expire, it's just as if it has expired, because feed don't just expire in a day, it expires gradually from the day of production. So use feed that produced recently to achieve good results. Another error that you must avoid in poultry farming is poor hygiene. This is a common mistake. Keeping your birds housed in a dirty, poorly ventilated coop can lead to many health issues such as respiratory problem, coccidiosis problem, mites and lice infestation, and so many more. You have to keep your poultry house clean and well ventilated all time. Let the litter be always dry. When the litter is wet, many bacteria, germs will thrive and they will affect your birds. So to achieve a great result in poultry farming, you must learn how to be neat. You have to be very neat. If you are not neat in your house, please don't take that to your poultry farm. Provide a convenient environment for your birds for them to thrive well. They deserve it. They have short life. That short lifetime, please let them enjoy it. Provide a clean and dry and well ventilated environment, and you will see, if you can do this, you will see that your birds will hardly get sick. But when the environment is not conducive, not ventilated, the litter is wet, the birds will always fall sick, no matter the medication plan you are using, no matter the type of species of broiler you are rearing. But having a good biosecurity, keeping a good housing system will help you to avoid sickness and diseases, thereby limiting losses in poultry farming. Now, the average weight of our Agrited at week 6 after weighing everything is 3.51. Mind you, some of it weigh 3.9. We have some shooters that weigh 4 kg. We have majority weighing 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, while we have some witches that weigh below 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. So these witches drag the general weight down. So after adding everything and dividing by the number of birds, 50, we have 3.51 kg as our general average weight. Now, to find our FCR, which is feed conversion ratio, we are going to remember earlier I told you that Agrited for these 6 weeks, they consume the 50 broilers of Agrited consume 305.75 kg of feed. So to find the number of feed consumed in bags, in 25 kg bag, that is 12 bags and 23 kg of feed. Now 305.7 kg of feed, if you are to divide it by the number of birds, 50 birds, it will give us 6.1 kg. That is, each of these birds consume 6.1 kg of feed for 6 weeks. Each of these Agrited consume 6.1 kg in 6 weeks. So we'll divide it by the average weight, which is 3.51. It will now give us 1.74 as our FCR. 1.74 feed conversion ratio is a good result. So a thumb up for Agrited for this. The result is okay. Now let's proceed in weighing that of Saeed, and so that we can find the FCR for Saeed as well. I told you the milk color room is Agrited, while this blue color room is Saeed room. So after weighing the Saeed, we'll check the FCR, because we bought them the same time, subject them to the same condition. So let's do this together. While weighing the Saeed, let's proceed to the number 4. The number 4 mistake you must avoid in poultry farming is not noticing or paying attention to your birds. It is very, very important to observe your birds every day, so that in case you have a sick bird, you will notice it on time and you remove, isolate it for treatment. Become your birds' normal behavior and observing them daily is a good idea. Always observe that all your birds are active and they have a nice bright eyes, healthy and red and pink combs, and their feathers should be clean and glossy. Pay attention to them, watch their feeding and drinking habits. If anyone is sluggish, try to observe it. Check for their poo, check abnormal in their poo, check the way they walk, check everything about them, and you will not have a cause to be running up and down. Most sicknesses, as I said, start little. With daily observation, you'll be able to avoid all this error. Last but not the least is not using the right medication at the right time. There are many medications for broilers, for poultry birds in general. If you go to the vet shop, you see many medication. Organically, there are many herbs that are beneficial to poultry farmers. But the ability to use the right one at the right time is the key. Try to know the right drug to use at the right time. This will save you a lot of cost, and this will prevent many ugly situations. Here at Dairy Agro Farm, we have series of medications that are very, very good for you and your birds. You can get this across the country if you are in Nigeria from any of our sales representatives. We have weight booster that are very beneficial and will cause no harm to your birds and the final consumer. We have brooder that you can use to brood your birds to a very good weight at early stage. We have Darox L and P, which are antibiotic that will help to prevent any ugly situation and help you to curb the spread of sicknesses and diseases in your farm. You can get all these and many more from any of us nationwide by just using the number above. Call any of them that are closer to you and book for your medication to have a good birth. So after weighing all the Saeed birds, initially they were 50, but we had one mortality, so we're having 49 Saeed. After weighing them, finding the mean, we are having 2.8 average weight in 6 weeks. That's low compared to that of Agrited, which was 3.5 rather. So now 2.8 as our average weight for Saeed in 6 weeks. We'll try to find the FCR. Remember, Saeed consume lesser amount of feed compared to Agrited. So if we check it, Saeed consume 275 kg of feed, which if you divide it by 49, it gives an average of 5.6 kg per bird. That is, each bird consume 5.6 kg of feed. Then if you divide it by the average weight we have in 6 weeks, that is 2.8, we're having FCR of 1.98, approximately 2 FCR. The FCR is 2. So this simply means Saeed is a poor feed converter. Their FCR is poor compared to Agrited in this case. Therefore, it's more economical to keep Agrited than Saeed, because at day one, while purchasing the day old, the difference between them is 5 naira. Now if you check the difference between what we have, 2.8 to 3.5, The difference, what Agrited is giving us extra above Saeed is far more than the 5 naira, even after the feed differences. Therefore, it's more economical and more profitable to keep Agrited than Saeed in this case. Well, you can still do more research to verify this or to check again. And also, we are using this medium to call on Saeed to please review their method and try to provide more quality birds that can have good FCR compared to that of Agrited. And we're also calling on Agrited to help us to be constant in giving quality DO chicks. We don't want issue of today it's good, tomorrow is bad. Stop putting farmers at risk. Let's do this together, and both the hatchery and the farmers will enjoy at the end of the day. So this is the end of this experiment comparing the growth rate and feed consumption of Agrited to Saeed, since both hatchery claim to produce Ross 308 birds, and after 6 weeks of experiment we discovered that Agrited is more good in terms of feed conversion ratio and mortality management compared to that of Saeed that produce the same birds. And if both birds are same species, that is Ross 308, subjecting them to the same condition and the same treatment with the same feed, we expect to have the same or almost same result, but the result is so far from themselves. Therefore, we call on the two hatcheries to help us to review this and provide more quality deal for us, the farmers. Have a nice farming session. I love you. Subscribe to my channel if you are yet to subscribe. Like this video, it costs you nothing to do so that it will get to wider people.